Good morning. Welcome to LettiSpeaks. Thank you for stopping by this morning. First of all, let me say thank you to all of the support, all of the engagement, the likes, the shares, the comments. Oh, amazing. Thank you all. I want to say I appreciate you so much. I can't say that enough. And so thank you. This morning, I want to stop in and just do a quick reading to find out what you can expect, what doors are opening, what opportunities are opening for you. I'm going to be using my Oracles of Portals deck. I'm also going to be using the original Rider or Waite deck for the tarot. And then I may dibble into my Urban Tarot as well for further clarification. But let's jump in. I don't want this to be a very long reading. Welcome. Let me introduce myself for those that are new. My name is Letty, and welcome. If you feel my energy, I definitely invite you to like, share, comment. You can also subscribe if you feel led and you're liking the energy here. If you find yourself subscribing, make sure you hit the bell so that you'll be notified in case I go live or in case I post new content, okay? So welcome. And if you're returning, hey, welcome back. Thank you. I appreciate you stopping by to engage this morning or anytime that you'll see this video. And so let's get started. I did lay out my cards ahead of time just for the sake of time. I don't want this to be a very long reading. I'm going to pull out another one after this one, so I'll do a total of 2 readings today. So for the first card, we have the Underworld. The Underworld. And this is talking about a sacred place. It's talking about a place where you would go to connect with your higher self, with your spirit guides, with your source, right? It's a connecting on a deep level with the spiritual realm. Whatever that means, whatever that looks like for you. Now, the purpose behind this, the door that is opening, it was clarified by the Ten of Cups and the Lovers. I feel like for some, now this card, the Underworld, does talk about a specific type of spiritual connection. This could be for someone who specifically connects with the elemental realm, elementals, gnomes, fairies, that kind of thing. Doesn't have to be, but specifically I am hearing that specifically. For others, this could just be whatever your spirit guides, whatever your connection would look like. But it's the connection, the purpose of this, it's opening up an opportunity. And I'm seeing many portals here sticking out to me as I'm looking at this card. As you see all of those different archways, it's almost like many different portals, many different opportunities may have been presented to you or coming towards you. But this particular one is about, I feel like, a connection. It's about a level of fulfillment that you've been desiring. That opportunity, that door is being opened for you. Now, if you are someone that's looking to connect, that is connected with someone, this could be concerning that particular connection. I do feel like it could be romantic in nature. Doesn't have to be, but it feels like it is, especially with the Ten of Cups, right? It came out with that, and we have the couple here and the children, the cups all along the top here. It does give an indication that there is some level of fulfillment outside of self with someone else, right? And so this particular energy, the Underworld, you going into a sacred space, there could be information there where you're going to be led or directed or receive some level of guidance. There's something that is being shared with you. There's something that wants to be shared with you, which is why you're being called to this place, to your sacred place, whatever that is. So if you are someone that meditates often, that goes away to be alone, and you have that all set up, this is calling you to that place. Now, if you're someone who doesn't quite know what that is, what that means is finding a sacred place, a quiet place where you won't be disturbed, where you can just sit in silence and attune to the spirit realm, attune to your higher self, attune to your source, right? Attune to even, for some of us, there is a level of being able to go out and connect with earth. There could be, I'm hearing going out and doing libations with earth. For some of you, you connect with your ancestors. You pour libations out on the earth. Yeah, I'm hearing going out and connecting with the earth in a way that will try to help restore the earth. Going out cleaning, connecting on a deep level with the earth, however that looks. And so it's communing on a spiritual level is what it is. And so there's something waiting there for you. There's information waiting there for you that's going to open a door to this connection, to this opportunity to go in and manifest this level of fulfillment in your life. Now, if you're not someone that's waiting on a connection or that's desiring a connection, you're fine alone, right? This could even be you being led to a higher level of personal fulfillment within yourself. I don't feel like you have to be connected with someone else to be happy and to have a level of fulfillment in life. We can completely do that within ourselves. So if this is you connecting with yourself and balancing the energies within you and recognizing the energies within you and the potential for complete fulfillment between you and your source alone. Okay? We all have masculine and feminine energies within us. Okay? And it's bringing those two together for complete fulfillment within yourself. If you're not looking for a level of fulfillment with someone else. Then I have sunset. And this is almost like a closing, an ending, coming to something. As we look at the sun going down, it's the most beautiful part of the day. It represents, the reminder of what has happened through the day, whether it's been a struggle or whether it's been a blessing, right? It represents that energy that happens as we're looking at the sunset. And the setting of the sun means something's coming to an end. This period, this segment of existence is actually coming to a close. That's what the sunset represents. Now, when I clarified this energy, I got the death, which talks about a closure or a change of some kind, the wheel of fortune, and the 10 of Pentacles. Listen, there is a door that's being opened for you that's going to lead you into a level of success, a level of material success, a level of health where you're not going to have to worry about your health, you're not going to have to worry about finances, and it really feels like there's been a struggle, and that struggle is coming to an end with the death, the sunset being clarified. The Wheel of Fortune talks about a natural occurrence, right? Or a season changing It talks about karma being distributed. And so it feels like with the Ten of Pentacles being on the positive side of this, that there is something that you have coming towards you that actually is yours. It always has been. And this is saying that there is a door that's opening for you into this new area, this new experience that's going to be abundant, where you're not going to have to worry about robbing Peter to pay Paul. You're not going to have to worry about living paycheck to paycheck. This is actually going to be something that's going to allow you to even plan ahead, not only for yourself, but even possibly for generations to come. Yeah, that's what this is saying. I'm just reading energy. So take this as it resonates, okay? Because this sounds good to me. I'm going to claim all of it. The next one is birth. Now, again, same energy. Very spiritual reading this is. And so there is something that is coming into being. And it's talking about there being something that's been there. Like I was just talking about the sunset, this new season you're entering into. It has always been there. Birth is reiterating that fact. It has always been there. It may not have been seen, but it doesn't mean that it's not there, waiting to be birthed into the world, into reality, right? There's something that has been kind of, and it's almost like a seed, planting of a seed. We don't immediately see that there is a seed that's been planted that's actually going to turn into this big giant oak tree, right? But there's a period where it is in the dark, where it's hidden, and it's waiting for the right conditions to sprout up and start its life on this side of reality. Right now, whatever this is, it's planted, it's hidden, it's unseen, but it's there. Spirit is saying it's there. And so this portal, this door, this opportunity is opening up for you to bring this on this side of reality. And when I clarified it, I came out with the Page of Wands and the Ten of Wands. This is something heavy with the Ten of Wands. And it feels like a lot of things possibly wanting to be birthed. You could be someone who has a bunch of ideas or a bunch of different talents that you utilize, and you're waiting for the opportunity to manifest those. Well, there's one of them in particular that Spirit is going to give place, give opportunity. This portal, this door is going to open for this to be born and to burst through out on this side of reality. There's something that's coming into fruition, something you've been holding. Something you've been holding, many things you've been holding, but this is one of those things that is going to be given the opportunity to come out, to be seen, to come to fruition. And it feels like something that you're going to have the autonomy over, the ability to bring out and bring into reality. And then we have transformation. Now, transformation it's amazing because these are really intermingling with each other. It almost feels like the same energy, but looking at it from different aspects. Or looking at a beautiful jewel that's multifaceted. Like depending on which way you turn it, you're going to see a different aspect of its beauty shining forth. Transformation is actually it's a 33, which is a special number. It's a master number. And I believe 33 talks about, well, threes talk about manifestation, creation, but transformation is talking about being in this period of well, I guess Crystallis is coming out right now, but Crystallis is talking about coming out of something that has been very elusive and actually setting precedents out in the natural world, right? Which this makes sense. So I understand why that word would be coming up. Transformation is going through a process of being born, of something being born. It could be you. It could be something that you're working with or manifesting. And it talks about a period in that manifestation or that process that is necessary. It could, in fact, detail very painful experiences on the way or through this process. It could be very tedious, specific things that contributed to you being able to transform into whatever this is. In this case, it definitely is, looks like a larva that's in, the metamorphosis state. And so there's actually a literal change happening here, right? We're looking at evolution here in real life, real time, right? Where you change from the caterpillar, and then there's the literal changing of all of the physical attributes of the physical form into something different, right? I can't imagine how painful that would be. There's certain things about that would be very painful. I imagine, as this transformation is taking place. It's a very dark time where, it's usually wrapped up in a cocoon and you can't see anything. You can't really move. There's this breaking down of flesh or material, into the water-like state, and then being reborn and reformed and restructured, right? And so it's speaking to the process that's happening. And through this process, it was clarified by the hangman in reverse, the Fool, and the Nine of Wands. There's the opening of a new beginning, a new, more glorious existence, right? We know what's going to happen when this transformation is complete because we've seen it on the other side. Though this creature is in the middle of it, may in fact be in a very painful stage of it, we know that it'll be worth it when it's all said and done, that it's going to be beautiful when it comes out. That's what this is talking about. The hangman in reverse means that you've been possibly in a pause, right? The Nine of Wands talks about waiting. The Fool talks about moving forward, a brand new start, setting off with this renewed perspective, this renewed faith, almost like a childlike faith, like where anything is possible. You're game, right? You're open for the experience. And being that the hangman is in reverse, that means you're no longer waiting. You were waiting. You have that new perspective and that new freedom to move forward differently, right? And so for someone, this is opening up that opportunity. And you'll be walking into something completely brand new. Completely. trust is the last card we have for this particular spread. And we're talking about having a level of faith, right, in what's happening right now. As you can see, there's looks like assistance being given here, or the need for help here, and it's being extended, right? There's a level of trust here. I feel like this trust is definitely between you and spirit, you and your source. It's between you, possibly someone else that may have been brought in to give assistance of some kind. Most definitely, though, I believe it's between you and you. It's a learning to trust yourself through this process of whatever's happening, even when it feels like all of the land has been removed from under your feet and you're floating on air and nothing seems concrete. You're not sure where you're going or where you're coming from. Trust is essential. Now, with this, it was clarified by the Tower, the Knight of Cups, and the Three of Wands. And so this feels a lot like, again, not knowing what to expect as you move forward, knowing that you're expanding, knowing that someone is extending help with the Knight of Cups. Things seem very tumultuous. There could be a level of instability, but at the same time, there is trust in what's going on. If in nobody else, having trust in yourself, your higher self, your source, spirit, right? But it's also because the Knight of Cups comes out, this lends the idea that there is some level of repair happening around your trust in others, around your ability to actually connect authentically and see others in a higher light, in a light where it says, okay, this person has been sent. There's something that they've been sent to give or to help me with. I'm going to connect and I'm going to trust what happens here, right? Opening up that part of your heart center to be able to connect again. I feel like for someone, this could be someone who has possibly had some trust issues, maybe some damage in relationships that is being repaired even through this process here as all of these doors are being opened. And so lots of good things happening for you, as I can see. Connections, trust being reestablished, rebirths, new births, new passions being birthed into the world, you being rebirthed into the world as a new creature, a new existence, and then more than what you've asked for being given when it comes to provision. When it comes to provision and restoring any trust that may have been damaged along the way here. I love this. I feel like this is going to be a time of, it almost feels like restoration. And it feels like in every area, right? I don't really see any area that hasn't been addressed here. Let's see. Justice. And so there could have been things that happened that kind of, that you recognize or that spirit has recognized was not really done with, so it almost feels like there's something that's old when it comes to balancing things out. The Wheel of Fortune did come out. It's almost like setting the record straight or setting something straight. This may in fact come in or has already come in through information. This level of imbalance may have come in through some level of information or some type of mischievous act when it came to you. But I feel like Spirit is coming in to rebalance things and rebalance the scales and set things straight. Part of that is going to be reestablishing you. When we talk about the energy of retribution, we're talking about repairing the damage, but also placing the person that received some type of loss or unfair occurrence back to the state that they would have been in had that not occurred, right? And that's what this feels like. It feels like not only giving you back what you've lost, but also placing you back on path where you should have been had that thing not happened. So Spirit is saying, I got you. I'm taking care of it, right? From the rooter to the tutor. I'm hearing that. I don't know if that's probably a saying for somebody. Spirit is saying, I'm taking care of it from the rooter to the tutor. Okay, and so we also have the Three of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. And this is connecting with something that you love when it comes to purpose. Yeah, this could have something to do with that birth card where we pulled out the wands, holding all those wands and having to hold on to them, not really having anywhere to place them or plug them in, but having this opportunity for at least one of them coming up here to actually come out and be seen, right? They're there. They've always been there, waiting for the opportunity to be manifested on this side of reality. It's almost like holding on to a gift that maybe you didn't realize you had. Maybe you did, and you just didn't know how to bring that out, how to share that, how to utilize that for your benefit. Well, there's going to be like an outlet for that to be planted. Not to be planted because it's already been planted, but to be nurtured and cultivated and brought to fruition. I don't know where that went. All right, and then I have the Tower again and the Hanged Man in reverse. So the Hangman came in reverse again, meaning things are no longer at a standstill. The Tower, there's things working beyond you, right? Spirit is working beyond you. There's not really anything that you can do. Not that there's anything that you need to do, but I feel like Spirit is saying that this is being handled, right? With the High Priestess on the bottom. Now in this deck, the High Priestess is talking about the opposite of the Emperor. Or I'm sorry, not the Emperor, the opposite of the Magician, which is the doer, the manifester, the creator, the worker, right? But the High Priestess is the mental, it's the spiritual aspect of that work. And it's not a lot of doing in the physical, but it's a creating the mental, it's the spiritual doing, right? And so a lot of the High Priestess in this deck is mental rest and connecting with Spirit and actually allowing Spirit to work on your behalf. Yeah. Allowing Spirit to work on your behalf. And so that's just exactly right, is what I'm hearing. And so there's not a lot that you need to do. You're going to find that things are starting to just fall into place for you. And all you have to do is sit back and watch it and be ready to move when Spirit lets you know. But there's not a lot that you are doing at this point in the game. The Wheel of Fortune again on the bottom of the High Priestess. The Nine of Wands again on the bottom of the High Priestess. Yeah. So it's a lot of the same energies. And so it's the message is just repeating. And so I'm going to go ahead and pull some advice before we end this reading. Any other advice for my viewer, Spirit, before we close out on this reading here? Anything else? I hope you've enjoyed this reading. If you are enjoying it, make sure you like, share, subscribe. If you do subscribe, make sure you hit the bell so that you're notified whenever new content is posted, whether it's live or recorded. If you're looking for a personal reading, you can go down to my description box and go ahead and click on the link down there for my calendar and schedule a reading with me. There's a couple of other services that are offered down there as well. Those are open as well. Okay, thank you for stopping by. And so we have retreat, offer up gratitude. Retreat is definitely giving me that energy of not really having to do anything right now. This is really a time of you laying back and trusting. The swan is representative of, remember the story of the ugly duckling? Not to say that anyone's ugly, but it's the circumstance, the unfavorable circumstance that actually turns around to be one of the most beautiful creations of all, right? Trust. Sit back and trust. Retreat. Rest. Okay? Offer up gratitude. This is the attitude behind what's happening. Be grateful for everything, the good and the bad. This is that energy behind that sunset as you look back on the day and acknowledge everything that's happened, favorable and unfavorable, and having an attitude of gratitude towards it, understanding that everything had to happen in order for you to be here at this moment right now under these certain conditions. It's all playing a part together in what's happening. And then lastly, transform. That's what's happening around you. That's what's happening within you right now. The promise being fulfilled. So be open to it. Allow it to happen. Allow it to happen. And how you do that is by going to that sacred place and availing yourself to the information and the direction coming in for you. And being in that place as often as possible is going to be beneficial, is going to be helpful for us in this time of transformation as things are shifting and moving, so that we will stay in the center, unaffected as possible, because we're in our sacred place. Things are shifting all around us, but we're here, right? And we're trusting. And so, because things are working out for your favor, in your favor, for your good. And so whether you see that, whether you realize it or not, the easiest, the easiest way through this is to be non-resistant and to flow and to be open to receive guidance and instruction. and to stay thankful through this process, okay? All right, for whoever that resonated with, that was for you. The opportunities, doors, portals that are opening for you right now as we speak, okay? So get in position, stay there. All right, I will be doing another reading exactly under the same selection of cards and oracle cards and tarot cards, and see what comes out for another group, okay? But for this group, that was for you. If it resonated, please let me know down below in the comments. Like, share, don't forget to subscribe if you're just stopping by for the first time. My name is Letty. It is a pleasure to speak into your life. Please know that I do not take it lightly. And so until our next reading, take care of yourselves, okay? Bye. Welcome to LettiSpeaks. Thank you so much for stopping by. And we are on the second part of this reading. What opportunities, what doors are opening for you? Listen, this is good stuff right here. I'm all for it. If you're new, please take a moment to like, share, subscribe, comment if this is resonating with you. And last but not least, make sure you subscribe if you're new. If you're new, let me introduce myself. My name is Letty. If you're feeling my energy, feeling the love coming from this page, make sure that you subscribe. Hit the bell if you do so that you're notified in case new content is posted or if I go live, okay? Now, if you are returning, welcome back, welcome back. Hey, hey, hey. All right, so for group number 2, we're talking about the doors that are opening for you right now, opportunities, portals opening. So I am definitely someone who opens portals, who introduces you to things that you probably didn't even realize were waiting on you, were open to you. And so let's get down to business. Let me say something before we get started. As I was dealing, I set out my spreads, right? And so just for the sake of time, because I want this to be time efficient, and the energy coming in is so lively. Let me tell you, it is an energy that is conducive to what is coming out here. And I'm feeling just this very vibrant, lively energy. And the song that came with this was Fantastic Voyage. I don't know if you guys know or have heard of Parliament. Come along and ride on the fantastic voyage. Look it up if you haven't, because this may entail lyrics that make sense to you, and Spirit could be speaking to us, to you, through these lyrics. But anywho, let's jump in, okay? So we're going to look at the energies that came out for this reading concerning what's coming, or what opportunities, what doors, what portals are being opened for you. The first card that came out is freedom. So look, the door is open. The door is open. Now this card talks about being released from something, some place, some condition that has kept you, and I don't want to say captive, I don't want to say bound, because you may very well have wanted to be there. You know, maybe you needed to be there. Maybe that where you have been has been purposeful in leading you to where you are right now at this door that is being opened for you. Now, I can't help but feel, because it was clarified by the Hierophant and the Page of Coins, the Page of Pentacles, like you're about to step into a whole new experience. And I can't help but feel like this could be someone who is stepping into another form of how you experience your higher power, your source. For some, we would call that religion. For some, we would call that spirituality. I feel like there is another experience that you are stepping into, and you could be stepping out of something like religious, a religious practice, a certain religious belief. This could be being held under constraint of someone specific that has, possibly had certain holds, on your mind, or kept you isolated in some type of way. As you can see, it's been rough. You look at her clothes, they're kind of tattered. This sale that she's been in, she has not even realized possibly that she was in a sale. But this door that's opening is going to lead to a whole new way of experiencing things, a whole new way of understanding things. It's going to lead to a whole new freedom in life, a liberated sense of being. And you're going to be happy about this, let me tell you, because you don't know what you don't know. So in certain circumstances, you don't know what you're missing until you do know. And so for someone, the door of freedom is opening for you. You will no longer feel held bound to do things a certain way, even if it was practically good for a certain period in your life. You are being released to experience something different here. I'm specifically feeling for someone this has to do with spiritual things. For some, for many, I'm getting that energy. And so there's something changing. There's a door opening that you are about to walk through, that you have an opportunity to walk through. And it has to do with your liberation, your being free to be authentically you. Whatever this place was where you've been, it's stifled your authenticity. It stifled your ability to really pursue things the way that you visualized it. It stifled your ability to express yourself freely and to actually embody who you feel like you are deep within. But that door has been opened. The door has been opened. And this is the opportunity that's opening to you. 44 is the master number for healing. Healing. This may very well be coming through with healing as well. I'm hearing for someone, this could even have to do with some level of addiction, being freed from an addiction. A spirit is saying right now that with the energy coming through right now in this place, right now in this moment, there is a special energy that's present right now that if you decide to release yourself from that addiction, the support is here in the energy, in the spiritual energy, to help you and support you through that release if you're dealing with addiction. This is for somebody. So take advantage of this moment. And if that's you, I want you to just close your eyes and put your hand over your heart and say, I am healed. I release myself from anything that holds me back from living a complete, full life. I am liberated from anything that has control over me. I release anything that does not serve for my highest good, and I accept any help coming in right now to liberate me so that I can live the life that has been purposed for me. And then just release it with the breath of air. And support is all around you if that's you. Just begin to receive it. It's all around you if that's you. And you're going to find things showing up to support you, messages showing up, synchronicities and signs showing up, things that you resonate with, to show you that the support is there for you. All you have to do is call out and ask. Now, the next energy, that is so beautiful. I'm loving this. Ooh, I'm loving this. We have transformation that came out again. So there is definitely transformation happening, just like we discussed in part 1. So for some of you, you could be coming over from part 1, because I see a couple of the energies returning. And this transformation is a sign that something is changing. Right? We usually use, when we turn to things like transformation, there are certain things in nature that represent that process for us. In this case, it is the chrysalis. It's the metamorphosis. It's being in the middle of the transformation. Many times it's also being in a state of shock. It's being in a state of not being able to actually move the way that you like, because you're in the middle of the transformation in a very important part. There are certain things that happen during this transformation, right? There's the tearing down of the old to actually rebuild and resculpt the new, which can actually, if you think about it, it could be a very painful process. Many people would say that insects and animals can't feel pain, but I don't know. I believe they can. I believe the creation as a whole, when we talk about creation, right, we speak of it in a way where it feels pain and it expresses itself joyfully, painfully, gaily, happily, in other words. And so I think there is a process here that's happening. The door is through this transformation, and you may very well be in it and coming out of it, or you may be about to go through this transformation. Understand that there is something so beautiful on the other side of this. That is you. It's another version of you. So beautiful. And the clarification came out as the Empress, right? Beautiful. And the Hermit. And so there's going to be like this mixture of this very beautiful, receptive, nurturing, very powerful, understanding who you are, not having to go and chase anything, because you understand who you are and the power of your authenticity. Like, things that are naturally yours will come to you, right? That's the energy of the Empress. Very attractive energy. You see how she's just sitting there, not really worried. She's very confident in herself. She births nations, right? And very creative energy. Like, wherever she goes, I just see flowers sprouting everywhere. She creates this energy of beauty everywhere she goes. She's like a walking planter. She's a walking seed. She's walking love, And then on the other side of that is the Hermit, which is this very energy that actually goes into a level of seclusion. Now, it's purposeful, right? It goes into a level of seclusion to receive guidance, to receive knowledge, to receive wisdom, to receive the light that it will then come back out to share with the world, to share with those that are around him, that are connected to him. This heavy level of wisdom, right? And so the balance between these two, you can see how powerful that is. This is you on the other side of the transformation. This beautiful balance between beauty and power and wisdom and love. Like, it feels very wholesome to me. So this is the door that's being opened, the door of transformation here. And then we have voyage. Voyage. I feel like someone is being offered a trip. There's a door to a voyage of some kind. I don't feel like this is symbolic. I feel like this is very literal. And as you can see that ship there, this could be like a trip somewhere. For someone, if you've ever envisioned traveling somewhere where you've never been, someone's going to come in and offer that. This is the door coming towards you, inspired by Spirit. Spirit may in fact be the one offering you this trip, that is felt you are worthy of this. You've earned this. This is only right for you. I'm speaking to somebody who's wanted to travel, who has dreamt of traveling and visiting a land that maybe they've never been to before. It could be by sea. It could be like a cruise, right? This could be a travel across the world by plane, right? This could also be, it doesn't have to be across the world. This could be like a couple of counties down, right? It could be right up the street to the nearest hiking spot. You know, it's somewhere where you have not been. And I get the feeling like this is something that it has been dreamt of, something that's been dreamt of, like, and you haven't really envisioned what that would be like because you've never been there. And so there's like this dream yet to be fulfilled. And this is an offer coming in for you. I think Spirit is arranging this because justice is here. And along with justice is the Knight of Cups. And so it gives it that energy like something coming to you that's owed to you. Something coming to you because, you know, you've earned it, or it just is the right thing to do for you. And the Knight of Wands comes in with this opportunity, with this offer. Somebody is going to come in and open up an opportunity for you to travel to a place where you've never been before. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. And I think that was in it was kind of coming in along with that song that I was hearing, Fantastic Voyage. There's like this travel that's happening, this movement, this very exciting, expeditious type of energy. And then I have Beyond Fear. Beyond Fear. Again, the energy of like exploration, travel. Even though this is pinpointing the energy of challenging self, not allowing things that seem intimidating because we don't, know for sure how it's going to turn out. We don't know if it's going to land us in a place of difficulty. We don't know if the people around us are going to even accept us when we step into our truth, when we step into our place of adventure and excitement, right? How many of us would actually step out to skydive? Not many. I know I probably would not be one that's at the beginning of the line, and I'm gonna just be honest. But this represents overcoming fear. It represents being willing to go after what it is that you want. The opportunity is being opened for you if you're willing to step into the unknown, the challenge, your fear, right? There's a couple of sayings that I ran across. One was from Nelson Mandela. And the saying was, I learned that courage was not the absence of fear. but it is the triumph over it. Nelson Mandela said that. There's a second saying by Anais Nin that says, life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. And so, depending on what we're willing to risk, right? How far we're willing to move away from safety will depend on how life shrinks or how it expands for us. Okay? Now, the door that's being opened, the opportunity to conquer a fear or step into this energy of expansion, on the other side of that opportunity, that door is opening the energy of the Three of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. Now, the Three of Pentacles talks about possible collaborations, working with others, but working to build something, create something, collaborate on something, a common goal, something that you love or that you will love. Maybe you haven't even realized what this thing is, but Spirit is leading you to this opportunity. For some of you, there may be an offer, an opportunity opening up, a possibility of something coming in that you weren't even aware was coming in, that you are absolutely going to not be able to live without. See, the Ace of Cups is not just any opportunity. It's not just any new beginning. It's not just any thing, but this is that thing that you live for. This is that thing that you die for. This is that thing that you hop out of the bed for in the morning. That's the thing that gets you up and gets you going and has you laying down, and you can't wait to wake up the next day to get the next day going. It's that kind of passion. It's that kind of living, right? You see how this is just overflowing and it's nonstop? It's that kind of emotional stability, emotional fulfillment. It's just overflowing, right? The cup that overflows is the cup that we want. That's the one that we want, the one that's overflowing. That's the one we're all looking for. That's also the one that others come to, right? For help, for advice, for assistance, for whatever you have in the overflow, right? So this could be something that would be connecting you with others, allowing you to connect with others through your passions. This is being opened up for you. This is the portal that's opening for you. And then lastly, we've got trust again. So again, you could be someone from the first reading. Spirit wants you to open up and trust again. You know, we've all been through it, right? We've had people to break our hearts. We've had people to misunderstand us and misjudge us before they even gave us a chance to really step into, you know, the connection and really be true. But that's okay too, because some of them weren't even really aligned to go the distance with us. Some of them were never even really purposed to have any type of connection. They were karmic connections, karmic relationships. They were there to teach a lesson, and that's it. Sometimes we step away from those experiences and those interactions, and we carry them with us, and we put them on kind of like a piece of clothing, and we wear them, you know, and it becomes a part of us when that experience was never supposed to become a part of us. It was just simply to teach a lesson and then to move on to the next thing, the next lesson. And so through those experiences that we've allowed to attach themselves to us, there is a lessening of trust, or we can call it a mistrust that grew, I guess would be a better way to say that. Mistrust actually grew. But Spirit is bringing us back to ourselves. The proof of the matter, the importance of this matter is when we truly trust ourselves and we truly know ourselves, it doesn't matter what we come across or who we come across. If we are anchored within ourselves and trust and know ourselves, then we can be and feel secure, right? Because we'll know what aligns with us and what doesn't. You know, we'll know what doesn't really feel right. And we won't second guess. You know, is it just me or am I tripping? No, that's just what it is. And that's okay. It's okay that it doesn't align and that thing or that person isn't for you. And so it's first of all beginning to trust and rebuild the trust in ourselves, not to mention all of the things in the world that teach us not to trust ourselves. For some of us, it could have been, you know, damaging spiritual experiences that built this distrust within ourselves. Sometimes it does that. It does the very opposite of what it's supposed to do. And Spirit wants to bring us back around to the right perspective of what that should have always been. Sometimes it is through our upbringing, the very people that were supposed to teach us how to love and trust ourselves. But because they didn't know how to love and trust themselves, it was kind of mirrored and projected onto us. And we grew up with those insecurities, with those, you know, negative self-images, you know, or we grew up projecting onto others the way that we were projected on, which again leads to mistrust. And so whatever that situation was, Spirit is bringing the opportunity back around. He's opening this portal to bring it back around to establish connections that will be beneficial for you. Right? But first is you versus you. It's understanding that you can trust yourself. Right? Even if you can't trust anyone else around you right now, you can trust yourself. Every day that you wake up, you are there with yourself. And as long as you are there with yourself and you're conscious, right, you are able to trust yourself. It's a choice. And we have the clarification of it is the high priestess. I'm not surprised that that came out, right? Not only is it a choice, but it's a conscious connection. It's understanding what you have and who and what you're connected to. See, the high priestess is in many ways kind of like the Hierophant, but there's like this spiritual, mental, emotional openness and vulnerability and connection with her source, with herself, with everything that is. There's a deep level of connection that gives her that sense of stability within herself. There's nothing that she can't know. There's nothing that she doesn't know about herself and about what's happening around her. She's been given that level of depth and that level of ability to discover. And this is you. You've been given that. You're being given that through this portal. Spirit wants you to step into this. that you've been given. You have an opportunity to know yourself, to know your source, past religion, past, relationship, past any superficial form of connection. This is the real thing. This is connection to the divine, whatever your higher source is. Yeah. This is not having to have someone tell you what it is, because you know. There's nothing hidden from you. You know. And if you don't know, you have the ability to tap in and get the answer. It's all open and available to you. Nothing is hidden. And then the Page of Wands, moving forward. And then the Queen of Pentacles. And so with these three energies, this is not only having that level of connection, but also having creativity just flowing, right? Freely from the inside, being free and open to create, to produce, to envision, to explore the deepest parts of yourself in the world around you, and be grounded in doing that with the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is the most grounded queen in the deck. She's grounded. She's stable. She's connected with the earth. And everything that is in her physical reality, she has a good account of it. She's very balanced. She's a resource that anybody would love to have. And we're just talking about energy when I say pages and queens and kings and knights. It's the energy behind it. And you're just coming into this. Yes. But Spirit is bringing you to the door to step in to this expansion within yourself. It's an invitation. It's an invitation. And so I hope this was helpful for you. Let's get some oracle messages as we end out. So what else, as we end off this message, does my viewer need to know? And we'll go ahead and say goodbye. I'm still hearing that song. Come along and ride on the fantastic voyage. Come along, pack your bags, get on up and jam, yo. Come on and ride on the funk now. Okay, so pause for reflection. One of the most valuable things that we can do right now is to do that, to give ourselves time to stop and reflect. It's almost like the hermit energy. After reflection, you come out with such a clearer point of view. Your clarity is there. You may even see things from a greater perspective. Things probably make a lot more sense, right, before going into reflection. I think we are in a season of a lot of reflection right now. And the moon is shining in such a way, very intently, as you can see, because there's a level of growth. There's a level of uncovering, right? There's a level of just tapping into that very intuitive nature about ourselves that Spirit is wanting out of, where He's leading. These doors that He's opening is all about reflection. Everything that I just named. this very intuitive energy. Is tapping into ourselves and what it is that we need, what it is that we desire, tapping into the deepest parts of our dreams and our hopes and allowing that to be so. Saying yes to the dream. Offer up gratitude came out again. Yeah, being thankful for every step of this journey. Everything is purposeful. There's not anything that has happened that has not led you to this point right now, having these opportunities offered to you. You had to go through everything that you went through to get here where you are right now. Had anything been left out, you would be at a different reality. But you're here right now, being offered these truths, these opportunities just for you. And lastly, receive your blessings. Spirit is saying it's for you. Whether you feel like you've earned it or not is not important. They are for you. So receive them. Part of you walking through these doors, these opportunities, these portals, is also positioning yourself to start to operate in your calling, whatever that is. And I feel like there are definitely others that will connect with you when you step into whatever that is that you are being called to do, right? It doesn't stop. It just keeps going and getting bigger, right? And so thank you so much for stopping by. It has been a pleasure speaking with you. Again, my name is Letty. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope I've said something that has been encouraging. Until next time, if you are new, don't forget to go and hit the subscribe button. Like, share, comment as well. But if you do subscribe, make sure that you hit the bell so you'll be notified when I post new videos and when I go live. I'd love to talk to you live. If you're returning, hey, right? If you watched the first video, hey, I hope this one resonated too. Sometimes they all resonate. And so if it did, leave a comment. I appreciate those comments, you guys. Thank you. And I am sending love back to you 1,000 times more, okay? Then you're sending to me. I'm sending it right back to you. So it has been LettiSpeaks. Until next time, thank you guys for stopping by. I appreciate you. Bye.